Hi everyone, this is Dango from Rocky Valley server. In this video, we are going to talk about 10 reasons that you should save and summon for Yulia and Omega. So Yulia and Omega both are like very strong characters. The first reason that you should summon for them is because Yulia is very strong in Apex Arena. So if you followed my channel and you can check my previous record of the season 2 of Apex Arena in Chinese server, the playoff, almost all the best players they are using Yulia, and she is banned very fast, or she is picked very fast in pick and ban phase. Yeah, she's just very strong in Apex Arena. And then the second reason is that Yulia is strong not only in PvP but also in PvE. So there are two boss in Ancient Call, which is Nidhogg and Fenrir, that you can use Yulia, and she's actually one of the best choice, or I mean, maybe not the best choice, but still a very top choice for you in these two boss battles. So this is why she's also good in PvE content, especially Ancient Call. And the other reason is that, the third reason is that her special ability allows her to revive 3 times. This is very special and very unique. There is no other characters until this Yulia banner that can revive this many of times in this game. So we know that Langrisser are strong, he can revive 1 time, and we know Vegas is strong, he can revive 1 time. And this Yulia is strong because she can revive even up to 3 times. Yeah, this is just a very strong skill and very unique. And the first reason is that she can use one of the best troops for this game, which is Unicorn. Unicorn is really a strong troop. Although this is a cavalry unit, it will actually deal magic damage to the enemy. And Yulia herself is also a magic damage dealer. So this makes Yulia a very strong weapon to enemy's tank. Yeah, and this Unicorn, according to the theory, Unicorn likes the best girl, and in this game, sadly Tierras cannot use Unicorn for some reason. Deerheart can use Unicorn, but that's okay because we know Yulia, our best waifu Yulia can also use Unicorn. And the fifth reason is just because actually Yulia's skin is very good, so if you plan to spend a little bit in this game, or maybe not a little bit, if you plan to get Echo of Light, maybe like once per few months, then I would say this time of Echo of Light is very high quality and you should really get it, just because her skin looks very good. And the amazing thing for this skin is that she will actually have different voice line than if you have this skin. Basically, if you use the original skin, which is this one, the voice line is actually different compared to the voice line of this skin here. Yeah, this is why I really love this skin. And this skin, if you plan to spend some money in this game and you plan to get just one Echo of Light maybe, then this is an Echo of Light that's really worth you to try to get. And then the other thing is just Yulia is just very waifu, so I'm going to spoil a little bit about her confession. So if you don't want to see the confession and want to save it for yourself, please skip for like 1 minute. Yeah, but here, yeah, this is probably the best confession I have ever seen in this game. Like one of the best. I really love Lamata's confession also, but this is a very top tier confession, and yeah, and let's just see it. This becomes one of the reasons that I really want to get her, and I want to maybe summon her for 6-star. Yeah, this is just wow. Yeah, that's super waifu confession. Yeah, it's one of the best in this game. Yeah, and this is basically the 5th reason that you should definitely summon her, and maybe to put all in and summon her at higher star. And yeah, she's super waifu. And the 7th reason here, or the 6th or the 7th reason here, is that this Omega is also very strong. So he is like top tier at the release, because yeah, he can basically one-shot tanks at the beginning of the season 2. but then later he has some problems, so he dropped from like very top tier to like above average tier. I would say there are still some like good players using Omega in playoff, but he's not that amazing compared to the stats that he's just released. Yeah, and the eighth reason is because Omega's ability is also very unique. So yeah, so basically one of the skill that Omega has allows him to ignore enemy troop and directly hit enemy units. For example, if you have, this is actually why he can one-shot tanks. For example, if you use Omega to attack Juggler, if his skill is like 3, it's basically like 3 times higher than the enemy's skill, then he can ignore the troop, which means that he can ignore, like for example, Lobster of Juggler and directly hit Juggler. And this is like a totally different level compared to Zareda. We know Zareda can also ignore your troop, but Zareda can only do so by hitting by herself. So Zareda can ignore troop, but there is no, you cannot have troop for Zareda also when you ignore enemy troop. But the crazy thing for Omega is that he can ignore your troop, but also his troop can attack with Omega. So for example, if you are using Dark Archer here, or if you are using Assassin here, this troop can attack with Omega, and still he can ignore enemy troop. So yeah, this is just a very strong skill. The reason that he's not that strong in later games is because of secondary enchantments. The enemy's tank can also stack very high skill, so that you can no longer ignore enemy's troop that easy. So you can still, for example, if you are Veil and you are facing against a player without very high investment, maybe you can still ignore his troop. But in in the battles between top players or between similar investment players, he cannot ignore the enemy's troop that easily. So this is why he's not that strong at the later period of season 2. But still, he's a very cool unit to have. And the nice reason is definitely because this skill that ignores troop is very unique, and his talent is also unique. So this talent can allow him to retreat the location where he started the turn if he kills enemy. So basically, this is a skill that allows Omega to kill you and then retreat back to the range, to the tank's range. So because of this skill, he can actually retreat very easily. It is not like Zareda, you kill your enemy and you can only move 3 spots. So this Omega at 6 star, he can kill enemy and then go back to the original location where he started this turn and then move another like extra 3 turns. So this is very strong. So you almost will always after Omega kills someone, you almost will always able to retreat Omega to a safety spot, or to retreat near your tank. So this is like the nice reason. And the 10th reason is just because if you think about the utility of this banner, these two units, both Omega and Yulia, are very strong. Maybe Yulia is like stronger than like Omega, but both characters I would say are very unique. They are very unique in the way of dealing damage and revive or retreat. These are very unique talents, and it is just hard to replace these two characters with other characters, because other characters, they will just not have the same function compared to these two characters. This banner may not be as good as the banner, for example, like Juggler and Zareda is a very good banner. So this banner may not be as good as the Juggler and Zareda banner, but this is still one of the best banner. Like if you think about all the banners coming from like Yulia and Omega till now, which is like this Mr. Knight and this Vegeta and this banner, yeah. So these banners are, yeah, like there is no better banners compared to Yulia and Omega. So this is really one of the critical reasons that you should summon very hard on this banner. Like even for free-to-play players, I suggest them to summon on this banner if they are focused on like PvP and Apex Arena. So Yeah, this is just a very good banner. One of the reasons that may let you hold off a little bit is because after this banner, the UU collab is coming as well, so this will be a limited banner. But then the banner quality is not as good as Yulia and Omega. So this is like basically why I really suggest you to summon on this banner, and I really wish you good luck. Personally, I'm going to summon like 500 summons or 600 summons, depends on if I'm lucky or not. Yeah, but this is definitely a banner that I'm trying to summon, and I also recommend you to save and summon on this banner. And thanks guys for watching, and see you guys next video.